And I had my Mexican helmet on, and we did wheelies and did everything we could to make it a little... Guys, welcome to the Moto Stories with Unkie Phil and my friend Oscar. So, Oscar is one of the greatest gifts Oscar's ever given to me is Mexico, because I will tell you that it's true. It is absolutely Mexico. But it's absolutely true because I had bought my tickets. I had done everything I could do to go down in 2011 to meet you guys and do a thing that they call the No Border Limits rally.
Right.
The no limits, no border limits. And they basically start in San Diego and run down the coast, right?
Right.
And what a cool thing, but I couldn't go. Something came up for me. It might have been racing schedule or something, but I had to literally give everything to James.
James, right?
And I made James come, and James was like, I'm not sure, because he's from Cleveland.
Most people are.
You know, whatever. But he was a little nervous. Yeah. He was like buying jugs of water. He did. He bought jugs of water. He was that guy going across the border, and he bought jugs of water and put them on the floorboards of his scooter. And on that trip, they all borrowed bikes. Right? Like,
yeah.
There was a lot of loaner bikes.
Yeah, there was a lot of loaner bikes from San Diego and even from us, because we knew that a lot of people from Detroit and Denver and San Diego and Cleveland were coming over, and we just trying to figure out how many bikes we needed and how many people actually were able to bring bikes over. Because I think the Denver guys
They always
had their own.
Out.
They had some bikes that they brought over, but obviously not enough for everybody that was coming from all over the place. We always figured out either from San Diego or from TJ, we got bikes for everybody else. So.
And it's kind of amazing. I mean, that's genius. Right. And so James had done it and had a great time and came back, and he was like, Phil, I'm going to tell you, this is not what I expected. These people opened their arms to us, and the bikes kept blowing up and things kept breaking, and we just kept going to weird compounds. He's like, we went to a cinder block building that didn't have a roof, and we went in there and we worked on bikes for hours.
Right.
And he talked about just like all of the arduous events. And actually, Stefan and Anne-Marie were there, right?
Yeah, Stefan was there, and actually that year when when James was there, we have a live band playing while the guys were fixing bikes, and just
again, you're fixing bikes. Let's play music.
Yeah,
that's Mexico.
Yeah.
I think that's so genius. And so when I went down, I met up with our friends in San Diego. And so the Baileys and all Vutran and True Van and all of our friends. And, yes, exactly. And Jeff Robot and all of our San Diego people. And we have a lot of people because we've been doing this a long time. But we had only ever met them kind of at the Denver rally. The Denver rally was the mixing point for the West Coast people and the East Coast people. We'd all meet at the Denver rally. And that's why the Denver rally was so powerful, was it pulled people from all over. But when I was riding down out of San Diego, got to your border, ripped through the border, I had never been to Mexico before, not once ever. And so I ran across the border on a borrowed bike, loaded with all my gear for a week's worth of adventure, ripped across the border, pulled into a Costco parking lot, and the first vehicle I saw was a United States Army deuce and a half with painted on white walls. No shit, it's real, isn't it?
Yep.
I don't know why they paint on white walls, but it had painted on white walls.
It just looks cool.
And it had dudes in the back, with machine guns in the back of a green leftover army deuce and a half with white walls, painted on white walls. And I was like, Tijuana's some shit, right? This is going to be weird, and I love every minute of it. So we're standing out in the back of the Costco parking lot, or the very front of the Costco parking, smoking cigarettes, getting watched by people, and generally just being weird.
And actually, I think by the time you got there, I already had to talk to a cop because they saw already like 15, 20 bikes in a Costco parking lot.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah, some shit's gonna happen. So a motorcycle cop just came by, and I was like, here we go again. So I just put my little, hey officer, how you doing kind of a thing.
He does this so good, it's ridiculous.
And then the picture's coming down right here. And so as I do.
Oscar talking to law enforcement or military or border patrol or customs is the best guy in the world at talking to any official.
It's a running gag that just doesn't stop.
Never stops. And it's so good. So I had to learn the difference between Policia and Federales and the military. Because it turns out there's a difference. Yeah. And I didn't understand that. And then we had Turista Policia, which were those guys that followed us around and were just like, they were like carps. They were like carps picking up our scraps. And they were there to just be like everywhere we went.
They always appear there. Yeah.
They would just mysteriously show up and they'd be like, we just want to make sure you're having a good time. And we'd be like, yeah, you want to...
And they're super chill.
You want a sandwich? Like, you want a drink? You want anything? And they're just like, yeah, we're just here to have a good time. And these guys were like, it was crazy. And every time we went anywhere, we'd just be like, this vehicle would appear out of nowhere. And it'd be like a Toyota pickup truck with like 6 guys in the back with automatic weapons. And that was the Turista Policia. And I was like, they have cops for tourists just to keep us from creating a problem.
Or the other way around, but
legit.
But still, they're there.
We all know that Marines on a long weekend on shore leave will screw with TJ, and they should get arrested for that. But so yeah, we all met up. We had a good time, and then we just off we fucked, and off we fucked south, and it was magic. And honestly, I will say, I'm riding this bike, and I'm just like, this is the greatest ride of my life. Ocean on the right. I looked out to my right at the perfect time. I saw dolphin just up in the air, and I was like, oh, no way!
Well, and also, I mean, the rally got bigger and bigger. I started number 3, and there were 15, 20 bikes.
Right.
By the last one, official one that we did, it was number 9.
Yeah.
It was over 100 bikes.
Yeah.
It was a lot of people.
Bikes. Yeah.
And we always did it on the weekend of Independence Day. There was this 16, 17, or whatever the weekend was. And there's always a lot of car traffic going.
Day, not our Independence Day.
Sorry. Going south, that's the one that counts. So, there's always a lot of traffic going
It was
south.
your Independence Day from Texas.
No, that's a different story. We're not going to touch that one. Because I'm sour still about that one. You can keep Texas though.
That's it.
There's a lot of traffic going south.
Oh, it was crazy. Yeah.
So at some point we always either thank California lane split between the cars, or we're going pretty much on the dirt.
Oh my God.
On the side streets, just going south nonstop.
Yeah. We hit the border, and I had no idea that this worked this way. And thank God I was with the Baileys.
Yeah.
We hit the border, and what do? So we're good, law-abiding Americans that go into Canada. And when you go to Canada, you're just like, okay, put everything scary away. Yeah. You have anything to declare? No, I don't. How long are you going to be in Canada? Oh, just long enough to buy some maple syrup and some duty-free and head home and visit my friends in Toronto, right? That's it. We get to the Mexican border, and there are dudes in the Mexican border they look like the guys on the carrier deck in Top Gun. They're like, go, go, go. And I was like, no, it's a border. I got to stop. And they're like, don't you dare stop. If you stop, you're going to get a 600-pound enema from the guy behind you because you stopped. What kind of an idiot stops at the Mexican border? And I was like, well, the border I go through all the time, they want to see what you're bringing in. And Mexico's like, no, it's more about what you're taking out. So they just waved us through the border, NASCAR style. I didn't know you could go that fast through a gate. We were ripping. So then we were in Mexico. I didn't even get time to take a picture.
Oh, no.
No, it was crazy how fast we got into Mexico. So that was great. Yeah. And then you managed to somehow get all of us through Tijuana traffic, which is serious, to the halfway house.
Well, you're missing something.
Oh.
The first stop that we always did, fireworks.
Fireworks. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, before we get to the halfway house.
Yeah. Right before that. That's
right. You're right.
As careful as you think, you always say you were going to Canada.
Yep.
Going down south on a scooter.
Right.
We tape and put as much fireworks as we can.
It's ridiculous.
On it.
And the people that run the fireworks shop see us coming in and take all the price tags off. Because they legit destroy. They rip us off so hard on fireworks, it's ridiculous. And we're just like, I don't care. Roman candles, sure, give me 1,000. And I'm an impulsive buyer. So when I see my friends buying 10,000 of something, I have to buy 100,000.
Yeah.
And I left there, and I was like, who's got the truck? Because I had to put my fireworks in the truck. I had way too much fireworks for like a 3-day weekend. Yeah. It was crazy good. We had a good time. Yeah. And then we went to Halfway House. And that was great. And that was kind of the Halfway House was the point where the locals met up with us. And we had a lot of people join us at the Halfway House. Now, the Halfway House is on the road going to Rosarita.
Ensenada.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the ones. It's kind of half between Tijuana and Ensenada.
Hence the halfway house, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And in previous years, they'd actually camped there.
Yes, so, we used to camp there. We knew the owner of the bar, and they let us in the backside of the restaurant. We just camped there. Beautiful view.
Yeah.
Have a cliff, and then just the beach, just pretty much to ourselves.
Amazing.
So
really cool.
We used to camp there when it was smaller.
Right. And so then this year, though, the year I happened to be lucky enough to join, we ripped down to mile marker or kilometer marker 74, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
But this beach was just, if this thing was in a tourist magazine, you'd be like, I got to go there right now. Because it was the perfect white sand. It was crystal blue water. And it was an extremely short hike to get into all the seafood you could eat.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And I showed up, and we all arrived as this army of bikes, 100 bikes. We all just show up, wild, carefree, and reckless, on this piece of property and just fall in and take it over with hastily acquired Walmart tents and things like that. And we're just setting gear up, and occasionally a car will pull in, and more gear will pull out of that. And I was like, there was so much happening. It was amazing. We took something that was nothing but a little piece of open beach next to the water, and we built a city.
Pretty much.
So tell them real quickly about our friend who cooks for the Mexican Olympic team. Is that his deal? Like, what is the game there? Because I have never eaten so much good food in my life.
Yeah,
a complete industrial kitchen showed up and was built.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not overstating
No. Between Bailey and Pancho just overtook the whole thing.
Mimi and Pancho are just both magic people. And Pancho's cooking, they went into Ensenada and they came back with hundreds of pounds of fresh fish.
And that's the benefit of being so close to Ensenada. There's the fish market right there is just like fresh out of the boat, just putting them on ice, grab whatever you want. And then we just went back to the campsite and just pretty much tossed it into oil.
And when you saw the trucks, like we had trucks there, vans there, and inside of them was industrial kitchen equipment that all came out and got made into
a scooter rally.
For a freaking scooter rally. I have been to Harley rallies. I have been to I've been to Ducati Island at World Superbike, and nobody fed me the way that you guys fed me, and it all came out of trucks. It all just showed up. And then at one point, a guy shows up in a horse. The guy shows up on a horse with a complete a suit of armor.
Oh my God. Yeah, I forgot about that.
He rode up on a horse in a suit of armor. This happens in Mexico. Okay, this happens. Yeah, here comes
the picture. Yeah,
and here comes the picture. But this is a scooter guy who really, really puts it into it. The following year, he showed up as a Jedi. No, as a Rebel Alliance TIE fighter, X-Wing pilot. Sergio. And Sergio is just like a ball of energy.
Yeah.
He convinced me I should participate in the Roman Candle Wars.
Yes.
And then everyone else, all of our friends, Keith Royer, who is a maniac, Wheelie King Keith Royer, he can wheelie any vehicle on the planet.
Right.
That's not an overstatement. Wheelie King, when I met him was many, many years ago. And he'd like borrow somebody's bike and just wheelie it for a mile and a half. But Wheelie King saw us doing this and was like, hey, you guys got to settle down. Somebody's going to get hurt. And Royer is usually on fire when you see him. Yeah. So Sergio invited me to do, and I had just taken some pharmaceuticals or whatever, and it was cool because we went out and I had Roman candles, and we would start at like 20 paces, 30 paces, and you'd light your Roman candle and you'd aim it at the other guy and you'd walk at each other as the Roman candles were firing until you're eventually at like saber length.
Yeah.
But when you see a Roman candle coming at your eyeball and you're on pharmaceuticals or, whatever, I literally saw the thing come into my left eye. And I went down on the sand because I thought I'd been blinded for life, or at least half blinded. And all my friends fell in on me and they're like, oh my God, Phil, that went in your eye. And it turns out fireworks are pretty safe, even Mexican ones. So I had a few drinks and stuff, and we were good. And I totally walked it off, and it was fun. But that happened.
Yeah, we've done that in several years, and that was.
Wait a second. We've done that several years, and nobody thought to put on a full face helmet.
No, because that was the first thing that everybody was like, "Oh yeah, we should be putting helmets."
Because we all have them.
Fuck it. It was the way we used to do it. It was we used to stand all in a circle at night, obviously pitch black, and someone with a lighter.
Right.
Everybody lit up their Roman candles and they fucked up in opposite directions and just started shooting at each other.
Right.
Then it escalated
This
a little
was
bit.
gunslinger. This was like cowboy gunslinger shit.
Well, then it kind of escalated a little bit to hey, we have bikes.
Yeah.
Roman candle jousting.
Jousting with bikes.
Not?
Why the hell not?
So that happened another year. So,
man, I mean, legit, the stuff that happened in Mexico, go figure.
Yeah.
But we did see a guy rip his face off. Okay. Now we do enjoy some of the, this is involved, right? Here you go. Now that being said, there's also this competitive spirit we talk about. Yeah. And I roll back into the scene and I see one of our friends, Pistola Pete, is just doing a drag race on gravel.
Yeah. Why not?
I mean, so where the beach ends, there's a parking lot thing.
Right.
And so that little bit of an area where it's a little bit of sand and a little bit of gravel is like, these guys have just decided that's going to be their quarter mile. Well, eighth of a mile. And all I see is like front wheels in the air and it's full on. Mm-hmm. And by the time we parked up our bikes and rolled in from a trip downtown, all I see is this dude from the Faroes. The bike is upside down in the air.
Yeah, it was just...
And his body just was like, the only points of contact were his face and the heels of his boots.
Well...
As he did like endos.
Actually, I think he was only wearing shorts.
True that.
Roll the video.
Yeah, roll the video. Bring the screen down.
So because it wasn't wearing a shirt or anything. No helmet.
Go Mexico.
No flip flops.
No
flip flops at all.
Nothing.
Just bare feet.
He was barefoot.
And their shorts.
He looked like
a fucking mummy after.
Oh my god. Prior to the incident, I went up to him because I'm trained in first aid. I've got a background in this. And I've been a first responder for most of my life, and I ran up to him afterwards, and I was like, oh my God, you need a neck tourniquet. We just need to stop the bleeding at the neck, and whatever happens, that's the best thing. But he was truly fucked up. And somebody took him to Red Cross.
Yeah, we took him to Red Cross, yeah.
Wow. And at that point, the music paused for a second. And then it was like, Morrissey! And it was back on again.
Whoa. That's...
Is that racist?
No, it's not.
All I heard for 17 hours was Morrissey.
It's the music of my people.
Oh my God. So the dudes showed up with a Sprinter van or something. Yes. There were 3 guys on horses.
Yep.
And then 1 guy with a van.
Yep.
And he brought out turntables and a video projector.
And a projector, yeah. Shooting at the white van.
He shot the video projector at the side of a white van while the horses did horse things. These guys were in cowboy hats and boots, right? I'm not joking.
No.
Legit caballeros, man. And so we were dancing on the beach on sand to Morrissey.
Of course.
And the girls are pulling down spider webs and shit. It's just fucking awesome. And I was like, well, looking around, and I mean, granted, I'm on everything but skates at this point. Yeah. So I'm looking out at all my people, and I'm like, this is the greatest thing ever. I don't want to leave. And then Royer shows up with like a Honda ATC 125 or 110. And he's like, we're going to go take rides on the trike. You want to take rides on the ATC? And I was like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing. And Stina jumped it off the edge of the berm where the water starts being a beach and it makes a jump. And Stina was just like, she just disappeared. Yeah. And that was too much for my brain to handle. There was a lot going on that night.
It's a little bit of fun.
It's so crazy. It's insane. And this all happens at the rally that legit. Oscar looks at people, he's like, so you've never been to Mexico before? This is going to be great.
Oh, just to look on people's faces when they go the first time, you see they're kind of scared, kind of hesitant of actually going in. But once they go, it's like, oh my God, this is amazing.
I keep bringing people to Mexico.
Oh, that's why it got bigger every fucking year.
I keep showing up. And Oscar's like, who are you bringing us this year? And I'm like, I got Emmy. So I got our mechanic.
Fresh meat. Oh,
Fresh meat. And we were on, I had a Triumph TT 600R. So I had this Triumph sport bike, and Emmy had my CB1. And we were ripping these sport bikes down that year. And of course, what happens? We get to San Diego. All of our San Diego friends go,
together.
Unkie Phil's in San Diego. Make a phone call.
Here we go again.
We're going to Mexico. Hey, Oscar, meet us at the border. You met us at a lighthouse.
Yeah.
I'd never seen fog so thick in my freaking life. We couldn't find you. Yeah. We get to this place, and it's surreal at the top of Tijuana.
It was pretty late by the time you guys got
it's scooter time.
Yeah,
we've been there. And we got there, we finally found you, and I was like, this is treacherous. we're going to drive through TJ in fog you had to cut with a knife.
Yeah, and then we drove another like hour on it.
Yeah. And we just kept driving forever. And it was a blast. And it was stuff. And like we've done all kinds of cool stuff. And legit, that's why I said this is why it was important to get Oscar out here, because the stuff that Oscar has been able to bring to me and to all of my friends about going to TJ and about experiencing Mexico, that's really opened my world up a lot.
It's a family.
It is. And finding people like that in your culture and the stuff that you do, it's changed my whole world. I mean, I got a helmet. I bought a helmet that says Mexico on the side of it just because of what we've done. Like, I'm so proud when I popped that helmet on. We couldn't go to Mexico last year because of the corona.
Yeah.
So we had to go to a Mexican restaurant.
Well, we'll come back eventually.
So we went to the Mexican restaurant, and I had...
Oh, yeah, we did.
I had Scoot Baca here. Scoot Baca was in the house. But we all got our scooters. We hauled ass out to the Mexican restaurant out in Lorraine, and I had my Mexican helmet on, and we did wheelies and did everything we could to make it a little, borders rally, little no borders rally, just to celebrate the fact that for the first time in many years, we weren't in Mexico tearing it up that weekend. So that's it. So for all of our friends, I'm going to say it in English. He'll say it in Spanish. Ride fast and take chances.
Ride fast and take chances.
Worst Mexican ever.
That's not the first time I've heard that. That's my token name.
The worst Mexican ever. Oh my God. Dun, 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 dun. Watch Moto Stories with Unkie Phil. It's great. We're going to have more fun. Yay! Press the red button.